Alright, the first unit I want to look at today is LR Fizz Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I mean, come on. This animation is absolutely incredible. It is hard to top a lot of animations that you've already done in the game, right? We have a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan who basically is one-to-one to what actually happens in the anime, plus or minus some details. So the fact they went this far and beyond and added these effects and shadings and angles, and it just looks really well done, and the OST is a nice touch as well. That OST is so good. It might be my best intro OST in the game. It is that good. But they did really well on the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and gave him justice to what you can do. On the screen right now, you're going to see the intro animation for the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and what it looks like in the anime. I want you to take a look at these too, because it is understanding, like, it's just so much different. And granted, this game is modern day animation of that scene. Of course, we're talking about something that came out so long ago versus something in 2025. But it is quite incredible how well they did with this animation, and it looks better than the anime. Some people may disagree, but I really love this animation. Gohan does not get a lot of credit for what he did during the 10th anniversary, and I don't blame them, but I will say he has some very fire animations. My gosh, why couldn't this be part 1? This animation, oh my gosh. I think, okay, I understand, right? We do not necessarily know that this is going to be an intro animation. This is what we're presuming based off of what we have seen from the trailer. It looks like it starts off, there probably is a little bit more to the beginning than them just fusing, probably some talking, and then they do the fusion dance, and then they do the what is that called, the rotoscope on Gogeta with the aura, and then he talks, and then the animation cuts off right after that. I don't think it's a trailer thing. I think that is 100% the intro animation cuts off, and then it goes into, by the way, I don't know if that's an active skill. That Dragon Fist looks like it might be an 18-key animation. There's no talking on the animation when he's out there. Again, I'm not going to say that's the case. I'm just going to say it is possible. It is possible that Dragon Fist that Gogeta is doing is not an active skill. It might be a standby. It might be a 18-key. I don't know, but it doesn't look like an active, or at least it's not confirmed to be an active, at the very least. But the point I'm trying to get across, though, is this Gogeta intro animation is just so peak. Oh my gosh, they absolutely cooked the part 2. I'm very happy with this. Definitely saved the Global Dokkan campaign for me 100%. Oh my gosh, this is the best animation in the game. Is this just not the best animation in the game? But like it just solos everything. It solos everything we saw in part 1. It's so good. All right, so the next unit is going to be SDR Cell Max. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think the CG, or I don't think that the animation for itself is like much better than what we see in the movie, right? But the fact that it's CGI versus that traditional animation style, which we get to see Cell Max in Dokkan Battle, I will definitely take what they do what they did with Cell Max in the game. It just looks really well. It's a little more polished, a little more smooth, a little more traditional to what we're used to. And I know there are times, and they do adapt things in the game for sure, right? They definitely adapt the certain art styles they use in the movies, and they try to faithfully recreate them in the game. But I kind of like that they did it with Cell Max. I think he looks really well the way he is now and not all that CGI. The traditional colors of Dragon Ball looks really good on him. And again, we've had this in the game before. He even got his intro animation in the game because of the boss animations came out and that was in it. So it is pretty cool that you get to see that for yourself. And this is one of the few units in the game where you feel like you're using the boss card for yourself, and it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed the Cell Max. I really do hope he gets more justice in the future. But yeah, his intro animation, in my opinion, looks better than what the anime is. Go ahead and look at them side by side. The one on your left is going to be the anime. Sorry, not the anime. Dokkan, and on the right, it is going to be the anime. Alright, let's talk about LRAG Omega. Kind of the same thing with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and really kind of for some of these units on this list altogether, is just going to be the case of the fact that these animations are old. Right, like Omega is going to have old animations from the anime, right? Gogeta has old animations from the anime, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, right? So everything's getting a modernized touch, and they definitely got a budget increase on these animations. It doesn't show all the time for sure, especially for how many times they reuse animations, but when they go all out, it really just show you what kind of budget these guys have to create some of the best animations in Dragon Ball media right now. It is quite insane how good some of the stuff looks, but Again, Omega's intro animation is by far one of my favorite intro animations in this game. I will glaze it every time I can. Even though this unit sucks, I love his animations, especially his intro. His OST is also really, really good as well. I love his OST as well. But again, it is an old media versus this. Again, you can watch on your screen right now, or it's already been playing. You can look on the comparison between these two, but it is good to see that Omega Shenron has amazing animations. Again, I wish he was better, but dude, they cooked with his animation. All right, next we got the Int RoF Blues, and I had to really pay close attention to this one because this one at first I was like, oh dude, Dokkan blows this one far away. It's not even close, right? Especially because the RoF movie is not necessarily known for its quality animations, right? It's kind of one of the lower tier Dragon Ball movies for sure, even though Frieza comes back, which is cool, but there are some missing stuff there for sure. But if we're talking about pure animation wise, again, there's just a lot of missing stuff there. But this scene where Goku goes into Super Saiyan Blue, they actually do a pretty good job of keeping up with Dokkan, I should say, because Dokkan's animation looks very polished, really good. Of course, the source material does help out here because the source material also looks really, really good. Again, I just still think Dokkan's is a bit more polished, which is and a little more smoothed out, which makes it look better than the anime. But again, I wouldn't say it's by far, but just for the sake of this video, we're going to put it in here just to kind of note as one of them that I do think is better than the anime, but I really would not put it by much. Again, left as the game, right is anime. All right, I really didn't think I was going to put him on this list today, but the LR SDR Evolution Blue Vegeta intro animation definitely deserves to be on this list. Again, he is notorious for having all of these reused animations, or if you don't want to call them reused animations, then redone frames of animations we already have. His 12 key takes it from the Fizz Evokin, his 18 key takes from the Int Evolution Blue Vegeta, his Unit Super takes from Tech UI, STR UI, from Evolution Blue Vegeta. It takes from every card between those two in the game, essentially, and puts it into a Unit Super attack. But his intro animations, the only unique thing that he has, I mean, yes, we do have the Evolution Blue transformation in the game, but it's very low quality. It doesn't have the Kaba scene. It's not voiced, right? So this definitely deserved to get all of that, and I think they did really well with it for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to say about it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty quick. It's definitely more polished, a lot more smooth. Again, but otherwise, it's kind of like the RoF Blue situation it is pretty close. I wouldn't, I'm not saying Dokkan's blowing the anime out of the water here, but they definitely looks better. So again, go take a look at these, kind of, take at your own risk. Maybe you disagree with me. Take a look at them, and then let me know what you guys think. All right, finally is LR Fusion Zamasu, and I did not think this guy was going to blow away the anime like he did. It is quite crazy how good his intro animation is in comparison to what they did with the anime. Because I was like, oh, they're going to do the fusion and all that stuff, and they fuse, and yeah, it looks good. But it's probably 1-to-1, right? And again, it's just, when I'm talking about this stuff, as I'm remembering things, it's just hard to remember all the Dragon Ball media all at the same time. Going back and remembering specific frames and stuff like that. So again, in my mind, I was like, oh, maybe it's 1-to-1, and it wasn't. There's a good thing. It is 1-to-1 in terms of everything that happens. But then there's this one point when they fuse and he starts talking, and he has a shadow over him. The earrings are glowing. He's a shadowy figure. It's so good. And then it lights up, and it's incredibly done. In the sequence of fusion him versus the anime. Again, I know that the ring shows up later, of course, but we're talking about the specific intro animation versus the fusion animation right away when they fuse into Fusion Zamasu, and I think Dokkan blows it away. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know this is technically an animations video, but at the same time, I just really wanted to talk about these guys because this one's a little weird, right? This is not necessarily best animations video or whatever. I really do think this is one I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. But again, normally animation videos are not voiced. I just feel like this is kind of one of them that I really wanted to do voice since there wasn't a lot of units to talk about. And I really wanted to glaze Gogeta. I'll be real with you. I really want to sit here and just glaze that unit because, dude, Dokkan dropped one of those peak units of all time. I cannot even lie, dude. I cannot even lie. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.